So today we are going to use InDesign to create a flyer. So the access file is in the handout week 3. It's called Amuse. We open InDesign CC 2015, come to File, New Document. Because last week we set up from the InDesign preference, unit and increment. We set up change the horizontal and vertical to inches instead of packets. So now it's really convenient. We can just go to the file, new document, and they become inches. So this one, it is a flyer and don't need the facing pages. A number of pages, just one page, starting page is 1. So I'm going to have a customized size, which I'm going to give a name called the postcard underscore flyer. So the width going to stay 7. The height is 5. Okay. So always check this preview. This way you can see the change you made behind the spreadsheet. So column, I don't need any column here. I can just stay this 1. And the margin 0.5 is a little too much. I go to 0.25. And the bleed. So I do have a background color, so I need a bleed. So by default in US, so it's a 0.125, which is 1/8 of an inch. So you see the red mark, that is a bleed line, and we say OK. That is the document we set it up. And you always can see if your document has no error, you have a green light right here. If your document has, for instance, missing images or some text was hidden underneath the text frame, so this one will change into red light. Okay. So there's also another thing I want to talk about. It is the screen mode. For here, you can change to the preview screen mode. It's a hide the bleed line, or you change to see the bleed line, or you want to do the presentation, which is a hide all the lines. Is going to, when somebody wants to see what is going to be the design, so you can use the presentation. This way is hide all the guidelines, hide all the bleed lines and the margin lines, and give just very clean design as the result is printed out. I click the Shift W and go back to our bleed wheel, and another Shift W is back to the presentation. Come here and go to the normal. And another thing is, sometimes you do need to see, just close this double triangle, you do need to see the bigger of this page, so you can come to this percentage. Right now is almost 500%. You can come here and see 100%, or change to bigger. Or there is a shortcut on your keyboard. It's a Command 0. It's a fit all the document into your window. So Command plus, more plus. See, every time I click the plus, the percentage is going to change. It's a zoom to 800%, another plus 1200%. Is a Command minus, is a shrink the wheel. Okay, or you can go from here. And there is another option which is very powerful. It's called a power wheel. So you hold down your space bar and change this to little hand and click, and using your little wheel on your mouse is a power zoom. See the right little rectangle? It tells the InDesign which area you want to see, especially if you have a lot of text or images, you want to just focus on one area. You can just drag, hold down your spacebar and click, left click, and then hold down your wheels and you open it. Okay, then only this area is going to show on your windows. Okay, now I zoom back. Okay, I want this. And also you can use your hand wheel to navigate this document. So Command 0 and back to everything fit in my window. So after this, I want to click on my page. Say I have a one page here. I'm going to use the master page. So everything, even though this one is only have a one page, I still want to introduce this method. It's a good habit to have it. So everything, if you want to, if for instance, if you want to have a 100 pages, for instance, I can insert a page from here. So I want to insert, for instance, 20 pages. After page, one page, I'm using a master page and say OK. So I can have the 20 pages here. Everything I'm going to put on the master page. For instance, I'm going to have a background image. I'm going to use this rectangle. Create a background color. So I'm going to do a shade of blue. I'm going to use tint, going to put into the 10, a kind of like a lavender color. I don't need a stroke, so I click this, going to set to none. So you can see I set up on the master page, and then it's when I click page 1, doesn't matter which page you select, it's going to have the same background. Okay, so that's the power to have master page. Now I don't need all those. I can select, hold down your shift key, select the page 21 to page 2 and trash this. Very easy. Okay, so make sure, because this background is going to be printed, so we need this size is exactly as the our bleed size. Just check it. 7 point should be 7.25 plus 5.25. Okay, perfect. And then we come back to the page 1. I'm going to insert image. So there are several ways to insert image in InDesign. First one, we create a frame first. Remember we said InDesign doesn't matter what you do, all the images, text, videos are going to be inside the frame. So we use this rectangle. It's called the frame rectangle frame 2. And also, if you have the wrong one, you can use ellipse frame 2 or polygon frame 2. So it's up to you which kind of image you need. I'm going to put right here. After I draw a frame on my spreadsheet, come to File and Place. So the document I have is inside my drive. It should be the one you download on your desktop. Is week 3, week 4. Use this one. So I'm going to put right here. So you can see the image is bigger than this frame. So what we can do, you can shrink this image down by what we taught is click the content, click this content thing all, content grabber, and shrink the image down, or you can click this auto fit and then click fill frame proportionally or fill content to frame. So I will just click fill content to frame. Now this content is perfectly in the same size of my frame. So right now I'm going to enlarge this a little bit. As I said, the shortcut key is Command Shift and enlarge. Here. Feel like the frame is too big and fill content proportionally. I like this function better than the fit content to frame, because I notice if I choose the fit content to frame, my image being stretched unproportionately because this frame is wider than the height. So I choose to fit content proportionally. This way, my image is not going to be stretched unproportionately, even though the frame has a little bit space on the width, is okay. So I can just double click this frame on the angle on this little corner. So now the frame on the width is going to fit in this content. Okay, right now it's a perfect. I just select the Command Shift and make this image bigger. Okay, and move a little bit here. Now I'm going to use a second way to import another image, which I'm going to find this image here in my folder. I'm going to drag, put it here, and see the content loader is here. I can just click. This is really big, so I can shrink this down. And remember, we can auto fit to frame function. Okay, we can do this auto fit to frame. And the third way I'm going to do is drag this image here and click InDesign. And before you click, you draw a frame together this way, so everything is fit perfectly. I don't need to come to auto fit and fit content proportionally. Okay, so now I insert 3 images, and I want these 2 images to be aligned to the left. So I just grab here, look, this green little guideline is showing me, okay, now it's perfect to aligning. I just release my mouse. Okay, I insert images, and now I need to copy the text. This one is the Word document. I just need to double click it. Okay. There are also several ways to do the text. One way is you copy this text and you draw a frame here and you paste it. And you double click this and fit the content, fit the frame to the content. While you double click this little rectangle and anchor here. Or there is another way to just when I copy this, when I say edit, paste, I can just change this to be the same size without shrinking the text frame. I want to change the font face. Choose the font face you like to use because it is a title, so you need something really heavy, like a bold. So I will say using, okay, and then I need to change the font size. You can use this T to change this, or you can use the command and less than key to shrink the size down. I'll command